What the heck is JJ McCarthy thinking right now, man? I mean, there's got to be so many things going through his head right now. He's standing on the sideline injured. Carson Wentz is playing ahead of him. There's a patchwork offensive line that he's probably going to have to come back to. What is the 22-year-old thinking? What is inside the mind of JJ McCarthy? We discuss next on the UP.
I don't know who I am. Can I say?
Powered by Riverside FM.
What is going through the mind of a guy like JJ McCarthy right now, man? Do you ever just sit back and think about that? Like, he's 22 years old, got the weight of a franchise on his shoulder, got everybody in Minneapolis scrutinizing him, waiting for him to come back. Think about this, man. When he left Michigan, he had the world at his feet. He led Michigan to a national championship. Remember the picture that he had where he had a rose in his mouth at the Rose Bowl? Man, life couldn't be any better. His draft stock was going up. People had him going in the second round, and all of a sudden there were some people that were talking about J.J. McCarthy could actually be the first pick in the draft. There wasn't a whole lot of people saying that, but I remember distinctly when people were talking about the NFL draft that they were saying that J.J. McCarthy possibly could go number one. You had his coach, Jim Harbaugh, come out and say, hey, I think he's the best quarterback in the draft. He's the total package. Fast forward, he's had 2 injuries since he's been with the Minnesota Vikings. Came out strong in training camp. He had some ups and downs in his first training camp, but there was Sam Darnold, who was expected to take over the team. And then all of a sudden, J.J. McCarthy comes in, plays well in the preseason game, then comes in the next day with knee soreness, and he has to have his meniscus repaired. So he doesn't even really get a chance to practice last year. Fast forward to this season, he's the guy. What do you think he's thinking right now, man? I mean, he was essentially handed the keys to the franchise right away. But before the high ankle sprain, you have to admit, man, he was looking hesitant. He was looking overwhelmed. He was inconsistent in his play, except for the 1 fourth quarter against the Chicago Bears. I mean, he came in, made plays, and lit it up, UP Nation. But it kind of looked like he wasn't ready. I mean, think about this. Mentally, what's it like knowing the city of Minneapolis is waiting for you to succeed immediately at 22 years old? I mean, think about this. Young quarterbacks can crumble if the coaching, meaning KOC, doesn't manage the expectations. We have seen that from many of rookie quarterbacks. O'Connell has this reputation that he's quarterback friendly. He is the quarterback whisperer. And he was actually asked about that by a reporter over in London. And he says he doesn't call himself that. He really doesn't consider himself a quarterback whisperer. But my question is, essentially, if he is a quarterback whisperer, whoever gave him that name has been out there. Is he doing enough to adjust for J.J. McCarthy? And will he do enough when J.J. McCarthy comes back from this injury? Example, man, his play calling, I think his play calling is mystifying sometimes. Like, I think at times it can be wide open. I think at times it can be rigid. And I think at times, I think some of you would agree with me out there that it just really doesn't make any sense. And I think sometimes when you have a guy that fancies himself as a offensive guru, is he giving J.J. McCarthy too much too fast? That's the question. Is part of the debacle with J.J. McCarthy in the first 2 games, is it heavily based on what KOC is asking him to do? And the only reason why I bring that up, man, is I always go back to Josh Dobbs. Remember when Josh Dobbs really didn't have a read for the playbook at all? Like, he was new, had just walked in the door, really didn't know the playbook. And it had to be really freeing for Josh Dobbs. He had to go out there and react on instinct. Yep, he got some coaching from KOC on the sideline, but man, basically it was sandlot football. Hey man, drawing stuff in the sand. You go here, you run this route over there. When you're roping, I'ma throw it to you by the blue Chevy on the corner. That's what Josh Dobbs came into. And the more he started to learn the playbook, Josh Dobbs started to go downhill. So I asked, has it been too much too fast for JJ McCarthy? There is the possibility of that. There's a fine balance. Like, do you think KOC is building his confidence or is he overloading him? And I think that is the art of coaching. Like, coaching is my industry. Although I don't coach NFL football, I coach college basketball. The balance of that is crucial, UP Nation, Purple Gang, Skull Nation. Think about this. Let's play the hypothetical. What would J.J. McCarthy look like under Harbaugh in the NFL? We all got a glimpse of what J.J. McCarthy was at Michigan with Jim Harbaugh. I think J.J. McCarthy's injury could either really help him or it could hurt him. It can help him in a way. Sometimes you need to sit down. Like, you don't have the pressures of going out there every week and the franchise being thrown on your shoulders like it was J.J. McCarthy from the start of this year. And in front of the camera, he's going to say that he welcomes that stuff. And well, he should. But now the injury has put him out, and it gives him an opportunity to watch the game. It gives him an opportunity to see maybe some things that a veteran quarterback does a little bit better than him. It gives him a chance to see all of the play calls and all of the adjustments. Man, I think it's a good thing sometimes. Sometimes the game slows down on the sideline, but there's also a chance that this stint, the first two games, J.J. McCarthy being hurt could also hurt his confidence. Now, I think he's a mentally strong young man, so I don't think it's going to hurt his confidence at all. But there is a chance, is all that I'm saying. McCarthy had a chance to watch Carson Wentz step in. Does that fuel him? And say, hey, I can do what Carson Wentz does, to see another guy doing it? Or does it break him because he was having all these struggles? And the one thing that you really can't argue is that Carson Wentz in his last two games, although he's had some really, really good moments and some really, really bad moments, he's moving the team and put up numbers. Couple of touchdowns, 350 yards passing, 2 picks, a lot of sacks. That's been Carson Wentz. Here's the coaching staff's role right now, is to keep J.J. McCarthy mentally sharp, involved in all the preps, which it seems like it's what they're doing, and have him grow without taking the snaps. So now it sounds like he's going to come back and he's going to have the opportunity to start practicing this week. Obviously, he won't play against the Cleveland Browns, but it seems like his rehab is ramping up, so he gets an opportunity to go out and practice a little bit. Do you think this injury, UP Nation, Skull Nation, Purple Gang, do you think this injury helps JJ reset? Or does it stall his entire development? See, I think a reset is really good for JJ McCarthy. Here's the silver lining. Over the last 4 games, especially the Pittsburgh Steelers loss, there are a lot of people that have been showing frustrations. There have been a lot of people that are jumping off the bandwagon. There's been a lot of criticism that has been coming KOC's way. There's been some criticism that have been coming Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's way. Even there's been some criticism coming B-Flow's way. So a lot of criticism. Minnesota Vikings are not playing well. When you're not playing well, therein lies the criticism. People can start coming at you from a lot of different angles. But if there's a silver lining in all this, is that I don't think Carson Wentz has played well enough to just without a doubt take over J.J. McCarthy's job. I think this season is going to be as such where the glimmer of a for sure playoff berth, that is gone. I think at the start of the season, everybody thought the Minnesota Vikings were a playoff team. And now we can start to see the chinks in the armor. We can also see injuries piling up. So I think the expectations of being in the playoffs have kind of been dampered or tainted a bit. So I think because the Minnesota Vikings are in that circle, I think there is no pressure to play J.J. McCarthy. If the Minnesota Vikings were winning and playing well, there would be the verbiage out there that Carson Wentz should take this thing home. I know there would be. But now, since they're falling to Pittsburgh, offense is not looking great all the time. Decision makings from the sidelines are not looking great. There's not that pressure to take Carson Wentz out of there, which I believe J.J. McCarthy is going to return. And I spotlight the Philadelphia Eagles as that game where he's going to return. And now he's in an environment where he's going to face a lot of challenges, man. That offensive line that he has is no joke. So he's going to face a lot of challenges, but there's not going to be the pressure to pull him out. This is going to be a chance for us to see what J.J. McCarthy is all about. How mentally strong is J.J. McCarthy? Can he get through all the adversity that he has to get through? What must he be thinking? See, I think J.J. McCarthy is thinking, I can't wait to get back out there. I can't wait to prove that I can be the quarterback of this franchise. So you have to keep in mind, UP Nation, Purple Gang, Skull Nation, you've got to keep in mind that this kid has never really failed at football. This will be the biggest challenge of his career. You are going to find out everything that you need to find out about the mental capacity of J.J. McCarthy, the ability to work under adverse situations, the ability to be able to come back after this injury, to be able to fail and come back from failure, to be able to handle success, and to be the man of this football team, all at 22, 23 years of age. What must be going through the head of J.J. McCarthy? And to put on top of that, he just had a baby. I'm sure the wife and the baby, odds are, probably didn't make the trip. I don't know. So he's going to spend about a week and a half, 2 weeks away from his newborn baby and his fiance. That's got to wear on him. What must J.J. McCarthy be thinking right now? If this kid comes out of this and pass the test of all the stuff that's being thrown at him right now, criticism, bust, face of the franchise, injury, newborn baby, fiance, traveling across the pond, criticism, offense not moving, 7 bad quarters, 1 good quarter. If he can handle all that, man, see, this is what I'm waiting to see. This is why I don't make any excuses for J.J. McCarthy, because I want to see if he can handle all this. Because I believe he can. I've been sitting up here for the past couple of months telling you what a great quarterback I think he is, and he's a franchise quarterback. It's why you never hear me defend J.J. McCarthy. I'm not going to throw stats at you. I'm not going to make excuses that Christian Darrisaw wasn't there. That's why he played bad. And all the excuses that you hear people come up with about J.J. McCarthy, I'm not going to do that because I'm confident that he is going to be the guy. And if he comes out of this, Minnesota Viking fans, UP Nation, Purple Gang, man, we got some special at quarterback. But we need to find out. That's why he needs to be under center no matter what when he is healthy. It's what we need to find out. I just always wonder, 22, 23 years of age, what is going through the mind of J.J. McCarthy? This has been Unconventional Playbook. Please hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, UP Nation, we will see ya when we see ya. Skol.